Good afternoon. Good afternoon, and welcome to the 145th commencement ceremony for Stillwater Area High School. My name is Robert Bach, and I have the privilege of serving as the principal at Stillwater Area High School. Prior to the start of our program, I'd like to call your attention to a few announcements. This commencement ceremony is the most formal recognition our students receive throughout their K-12 educational experience. As such, we ask that you treat this ceremony with the respect that it and each of our graduates deserves. Please take a minute to silence your cell phones and know that noisemakers, beach balls, whistling, and shouting are inappropriate, as this formal ceremony represents a milestone event in the lives of our seniors and their families, and we want to provide a dignified experience for all in attendance. Also, we encourage your graduate to pick up his or her diploma behind the stage immediately following this afternoon's ceremony. Parents will not be allowed on the main level after the ceremony and will need to meet up with graduates outside the arena after graduates have picked up their diplomas. Finally, we encourage graduates and their parents to participate in the parade later this afternoon after commencement. Staging will begin in the Stillwater Area High School parking lot beginning at 3:30 p.m. And now, at this time, would you all please rise and remain standing for the entrance of the class of 2021. How about a round of applause for the graduating class of 2021? And now, would you please join the Stillwater Band and Choir under the direction of Mr. Dennis Lindsay in the singing of our national anthem. Would the class of 2021 and our esteemed guests please be seated? Thank you. Graduates, it's my distinct privilege to address you this afternoon. I am honored to play a small role in your special event. Just this past week, I read an article published by a professor of education from the University of Michigan. The article was about what educators refer to as the COVID learning gap, and went on to state, quote, "Teachers, administrators, and scholars are sounding the alarm that the learning loss brought on by a disrupted school year may have long-lasting impacts," end quote. To use everyone's favorite science term, the hypothesis here is that because of all the changes to learning that have been forced by the COVID-19 pandemic, students have likely learned less than ever before. As a school administrator, I am well aware of the concerns surrounding how well and to what degree students are learning curricular standards. I want you, the class of 2021, however, to know that I believe that anyone who tells you that your education has somehow been compromised is short-sighted and wrong. I believe this because I believe in the words that are printed in the main rotunda of our school. We learn not for school, but for life. If you are going to learn for life, as our motto suggests, then you better have some practice dealing with the unexpected that life throws your way. Looking at things in this light, it's entirely possible that you have learned more than any graduating class in the history of Stillwater Area High School. When you entered the doors of Stillwater Area High School 4 years ago, you were the first 9th grade class to attend in decades. Like guinea pigs, you might not have known what to expect, as you did not have the benefit of other 9th grade classes in front of you to lead the way. But you figured it out and learned an entirely new culture, like how to coexist with students who are 3 years older than you and closer to adulthood than adolescence, or the fact that high school students don't actually use lockers, or the fact that now in high school, orange chicken has replaced Italian dunkers as the most popular lunch option. You also learned, hopefully, how to begin planning. School counselors and staff members discussed the importance of 4-year planning and post-secondary planning in the hopes that you would become familiar with the route that you would take in order to get where you want to go. After the conclusion of your trailblazing 9th grade year, you worked that plan for the next year and a half until you experienced firsthand what a famous heavyweight boxing champion once stated so eloquently: everyone has a game plan until they get punched in the mouth. Like a vicious uppercut, COVID-19 disrupted everyone's game plan, and you were told abruptly that you would not be returning to school. Don't have a computer or internet access? You have 2 weeks to get something. Never used Google Meet or Zoom before? Better figure it out quick. Schoology crash on you? Sorry, you'll have to try again later, at a time that's much less convenient for you. After you sorted through all these challenges and embarked on your senior year, a year that tends to be more steeped in tradition than perhaps any other year in a person's life, you were told that you would only be in person 2 days per week, that you would need to wear masks every day, that the pacing of instruction would be completely different, and that your participation in extracurricular activities would be cut short, curtailed, and compromised. Despite all of these potential setbacks, you are here today because you learned how to adapt to changing conditions, and you learned the grit and resilience that's necessary to meet life head-on. These are lessons that are far more powerful and will last you far longer than what you learned for school, like the quadratic formula, the atomic mass of iron, or what year the War of 1812 began. It's common to treat graduation ceremonies as symbolic events that signify graduates' readiness to finally enter the real world, almost as though students have previously been insulated and protected from the big bad outside world by some form of school bubble wrap. This cliche of finally being ready for the real world simply does not apply to you, as you have already experienced far more of the real world than anyone could have bargained for. You've learned the persistence required to be the salesperson who hears no for an answer. You've learned the ingenuity required to be the entrepreneur or engineer who sees new ways of doing things. You've learned the patience required to be the research scientist whose first several trials don't work. And you've learned the resolve to be the National Guards person or law enforcement officer who stands tall and firm in the name of duty and the face of injustice. And so to anyone who might attempt to make an issue of your compromised educational experience, I offer the rebuttal that as members of the class of 2021, you all hold an honorary master's degree in Life 101. Congratulations, we are so proud of you. Here to offer additional congratulations is our Superintendent for Stillwater Area Public Schools, Ms. Melinda Lansfeld.
Wow, you made it. Congratulations, Stillwater, class of 2021. I am Melinda Lansfeld, and I'm the Superintendent of Stillwater Area Public Schools. And it is an absolute privilege to honor and celebrate this wonderful event and milestone with all of you today. Before I begin speaking to our seniors, I would like to thank our entire school community of parents, teachers, administrators, school board members, and many other district staff members that have supported our students throughout their years in our district. Seniors, you are the 145th class to graduate from Stillwater. I was just starting in this district when you were getting ready to begin kindergarten, so it's been such a joy to see you learn and grow and develop into who you are today. You are the class of firsts. You are the first senior class to ever have to wear a mask every day of a school year. The first senior class to spend more days out of school than in school, the only senior class to learn in a hybrid learning model, a distance learning model, and an in-person learning model, the only senior class that had to quarantine, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess that you're the only senior class that was actually excited to return to school after spring break. Okay. Seniors, please take a moment to look around and see what resilience looks like, to see what determination and perseverance looks like. You faced adversity and challenges with confidence, grace, excellence, and tenacity. You were continually optimistic and advocated for your sports and athletics, academics, theater arts, band, orchestra, choir, prom, and many other traditional senior activities and events. Thanks to COVID, and I never thought I'd be saying that, you have learned some skills that previous classes didn't have, including learning how to use Zoom and Loom and Schoology. You developed the ability to read people's eyes and know when others were smiling or frowning or engaged in a lesson. And sometimes you could even interpret someone's level of engagement in a Zoom class by looking at just the top of someone's head on the screen, because that was all that was showing. And I know what you're talking. I know that you know what I'm talking about when I say that. You are pushed beyond your comfort zone and forced to adapt and change on a dime. You've learned resiliency, you've gained independence, and you've been heard and seen in an entirely new way. You are stretched and you grew, and what you've been able to accomplish this year is nothing short of extraordinary. Please plan on not going back to normal, but back to better. Continue to learn and grow, follow your dreams, follow your why. Know that life's journey is not a straight line. There's ups and downs, curves and bumps. Enjoy it and embrace it. Choose what you love, work hard, and make a difference in others' lives, and leave some good behind. We hope your journey with the Stillwater area schools has served you well. We will be looking forward to hearing about your many adventures in the years to come. A big, heartfelt congratulations to the class of 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent Lansfeld, for being here this afternoon, for leading our district through such an intense period of time, and for your unwavering dedication to our students. I'd like to introduce some special guests, and I would ask that these people please stand and be recognized as I call your name, and that the audience please hold your applause until each member of the respective group is called. Seated on the stage this afternoon are our Superintendent, Ms. Melinda Lansfeld, Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Jennifer Cherry, and members of the Stillwater Area Schools Board of Education, Director, Ms. Katie Hockert, Treasurer, Mr. Matt Onken, Clerk, Dr. Annie Porbini, Director, Ms. Tina Riley, Vice Chair, Ms. Allison Sherman, Director, Ms. Liz Weisberg, and our School Board Chair, Ms. Bev Petrie. Members of the Stillwater Area High School Administrative Team, Assistant Principal Dr. Aaron Drevlo, Assistant Principal Ms. Christine Otto, Assistant Principal Ms. Shelley Fernetten, Assistant Principal Mr. Matt Kraft, and Assistant Principal from the St. Croix Valley Alternative Learning Center, Ms. Mary Leadham Tichu. Our Stillwater Area High School school counselors, Ms. Jennifer Prestegard, Ms. Krista Coonan, Ms. Becky Hopper, Ms. Sandra Weaver, Ms. Christina King, Ms. Sydney Pyrus, Ms. Liz Nelson, and Mr. Dan Ralston. Seated with our graduates here this afternoon and representing the Stillwater Area High School faculty and staff are our faculty honored guests. Would you please stand as your name is called? Ms. Stacy Bartlett, Mr. Matt Bergquist, Ms. Jolene Boucher, Ms. Helen Brennan, Ms. Kirsten Carter, Ms. Amy Kaslow, Ms. Debbie Drummerhausen, Dr. Colleen Feldman, Ms. Erica Fisher, Ms. Lori Hansen, Mr. Matt Hemingway, Ms. Sarah Lauer, Mr. Doug Long, Ms. Becky Mazzara, Ms. Stephanie Nord, Ms. Jacqueline Parr, Mr. Cornelius Risch, Ms. Ingmarie Ryan, Mr. Kevin Schmalz, Ms. Jennifer Waddell, Ms. Angela Wendelbo. As these faculty members remain standing, I also want to welcome and recognize the members of the Faculty Honor Guard. These staff members have been selected by our senior class and sit in a position of honor here next to our graduates. This year's senior class has selected faculty from each elementary school and each middle school in our district, in addition to the high school, in an effort to symbolize the entire K-12 experience that this commencement ceremony celebrates. As selected by the senior class, the members of the 2021 honored faculty: from Afton Lakeland Elementary, Ms. Lois Sortidal; from Anderson Elementary, Ms. Anna Wilczek; from Lake Elmo Elementary, Ms. Paula Verstegen; from Lily Lake Elementary, Mr. Joe Flock; from Marine Elementary, Ms. Abby Brown; from Oak Park Elementary, Ms. Sue Pater; from Rutherford Elementary, Ms. Michelle Kane; from Stonebridge Elementary, Mr. Andrew Jurek; from Valley Crossing Elementary, Ms. Connie Johnson; from Withrow Elementary, Ms. Carla Crick; from Oakland Junior High, now middle school, Ms. Mary Adamley; Ms. Amy Cook, Ms. Katie Papungatoa, Mr. Joel Raditz, and Ms. Julie Vanderstappen; from Stillwater Junior High, now middle school, Mr. Chad Bischoff, Ms. Bretta Chaplinsky, Mr. Chris Mentz, Ms. Kathy Meyer, and Mr. John Warnert; and from Stillwater Area High School, Ms. Stacy Brown, Mr. Jason Caballero, Mr. Matt Kodrowski, Mr. Dennis Lindsay, Ms. Chris McCarthy, Ms. Angela Mitchell, Ms. Sarah Neitz, Ms. Jill Rosignolo, Mr. Ben Straka, and Ms. Lynn Swanson. The people standing in front of you represent just some of the many teachers and staff members who have touched the lives of our graduates over the years and worked with parents to help make this commencement a reality. Please join the seniors and me in thanking them with a round of applause. Over the years, this class has lost loved ones, fellow students, parents, staff, and possibly other family members who are no longer with us. At this time, I would ask for a moment of silence to remember these individuals. Thank you. Now, would you please direct your attention to the members of the Stillwater Area High School Band and Choir under the direction of Mr. Dennis Lindsay as they sing and perform our school hymn, Hail to Thee, Stillwater High. Our senior band and choir members are going to make their way back to their seats, and as they do, how about one more round of applause for the finest music program in the state of Minnesota? I now have the honor of recognizing and presenting the Distinguished Alumni Awards for the class of 2021. The Distinguished Alumni Awards were initiated in 1987. Since that time, dozens of highly successful men and women have been honored. Whether through volunteerism, philanthropy, service, or success, they have made noteworthy contributions in many fields of human endeavor and enriched our world through their efforts. Graduates, these honorees have truly lived up to our motto of learning not for school, but for life. And it's our hope that their presence here this afternoon will inspire you to similar lives of achievement and dedication to improving the world we live in. As I call the names for the 2021 honorees, I would ask that the honorees that are here in attendance this afternoon come to center stage to receive an award in recognition of their accomplishments. Our first distinguished alum for 2021 from the class of 1979 is Ms. Julie Kink. At the age of 8, Julie Kink lost her brother, a young soldier in Vietnam, but later found her calling as an advocate and resource for Gold Star families like hers whose fallen service member died while serving in a time of conflict. Julie is a founding member of the Family Contacts Committee, a volunteer group that helps veterans and families of the fallen connect with each other to share their memories. Over 2 decades, she has helped more than 500 other Vietnam Gold Star families learn about their loved ones. She has been a speaker at numerous veterans events and worked with the Vietnam Helicopter Pilots Association to erect a monument at Arlington National Cemetery to honor Vietnam helicopter pilots and crew members killed during the war. A trained journalist, Julie also served her local community as a newspaper reporter and public relations coordinator at Hope Adoption and Family Services. She has worked as the recording secretary for the city of Stillwater since 2012. Congratulations, Julie Kink. Our second distinguished alum from the class of 1991, Ms. Cammie Mendlick. Cammie Mendlick is a nationally and internationally recognized landscape painter, as well as an author, teacher, and business owner. Her beautiful oil paintings, which capture many scenes from around the St. Croix Valley, have been featured in magazines, juried exhibitions, and galleries across the country. In 2008, she founded the St. Croix River School of Painting in Stillwater, where she teaches other artists from around the world the fundamentals of representational painting with a special emphasis on color. She has given back to her local community by serving as an artist in residence in several elementary schools and by raising funds to support art programs across the Stillwater Area Public School District. Cammie is a signature member of both the American Impressionist Society and American Women Artists and has earned recognition as a master impressionist painter and master teacher of color and light. Congratulations, Cammie Mendlick. Our third distinguished alum for 2021 is from the class of 1996, Ms. Marlena Chow Morgan. An early passion for music turned into a full-time career for Marlena Chow Morgan. She has spent her career as a violinist performing with some of the world's top musicians. After graduating from Stillwater, Marlena received her Bachelor of Music in Violin Performance at the New England Conservatory in Boston, Massachusetts, and spent a year as a fellow at the New World Symphony at Miami Beach. Marlena has been a member of the Naples Philharmonic since 2001 and also joined the Grammy Award-winning Santa Fe Opera Orchestra in 2003. As a soloist and chamber musician, she has appeared with the St. Paul Chamber Orchestra, the National Repertory Orchestra in Breckenridge, Colorado, the New World Symphony, the Civic Orchestra of Minneapolis, the Musicorta Summer String Program, and held fellowships at the Tanglewood and Aspen Music Festivals. She has also been a great artist with the Chamber Music Society of Minnesota and the Headwaters Music Festival. In addition to reaching out to the community and schools through concerts as a member of the Naples Philharmonic, Marlena mentors the next generation as a Suzuki violin teacher in Naples, Florida, where she lives with her husband, Mark, and daughter, Rose. Ms. Morgan is unable to join us this afternoon, but please join me in congratulating Marlena Chow Morgan. And our fourth distinguished alum for 2021 is from the class of 1969, Mr. Mark Salmon. Service has always been a way of life for Mark Salmon. Upon graduation from high school, he was appointed to the United States Naval Academy. He began a career that spanned 34 years of active and reserve naval service. Upon release from active duty, Mark worked for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, the Federal Aviation Administration, and Northwest Delta Airlines, where he spent 29 years in ground operations, flight operations, and operations control departments. He has given back to his local community as a coach, a Boy Scout leader, and as a volunteer for Toys for Tots, Boys and Girls Clubs, and Adopt a Highway. He has also served as a mentor to disadvantaged youth. Mark was appointed by the governor of Minnesota as the public representative on 2 separate state public safety training and facilities review committees and received governor's commendations for his service. He has also actively served on the St. Paul Festival and Heritage Foundation and the St. Paul Winter Carnival in numerous capacities. Congratulations, Mark Salmon. And now I'd like to draw your attention to this year's senior class. We have 10 students who have maintained an unweighted 4.0 grade point average for their career at Stillwater Area High School to this point. At this time, I would ask these students to stand and remain standing as I call their names. Please hold your applause. Spencer Baker, Teresa Campbell, Krista Kanata, Elira Francesca Dizon, Elizabeth Lander, Nathaniel Lane, Sandra Liu, Emma Schott, Annalie Weaver, and Heather Weehee. This is an incredible accomplishment, and I believe these students deserve a huge round of applause. It's customary at graduation to feature a student speaker to address the graduating class. This year, Annika Fredin has been selected to represent the class of 2021 as its student speaker. Annika is the daughter of Alyssa and Jeffrey Fredin. Annika has been an active participant in speech, captain of the swim team, and co-president of the National Honor Society. Next year, Annika will be attending Drake University, where she plans to study pre-law and environmental science. Please welcome Annika Fredin.
I've never owned a guinea pig. In fact, I don't really know that much about guinea pigs. I must have been gone the week biology class covered rodent anatomy. Despite this, in the last 4 years, and especially in the last 16 months, I and everyone in this class have become acutely familiar with what it is like to be a guinea pig. From our first days of getting lost in 9th grade to this very ceremony, we have had an incomparable high school experience. In 9th grade, we were fondly referred to as the guinea pig class because we were the first group of freshmen to attend the high school. Being the first to do anything is scary, but through that period of uncertainty and experimentation, we, with the help of this community, made it work. We conquered the insurmountable foe of a mild structural change to a school district. Who would have known that a much greater challenge awaited us? 2.5 years into high school, and we were back to being the guinea pigs. No one gracefully transitioned to a world where Zoom is a verb, but we had to do it during the most challenging part of high school. We made it, but not on our own. We made it because of this community, because of the teachers, parents, and friends who looked out for us guinea pigs. This isn't to say it was easy, though. As if flipping from hybrid classes to all online back to in-person wasn't enough, we also had to deal with college applications, military enlistments, and job hunting while living through over a year-long pandemic. The last 16 months seemed like some experiment designed to see how long and how far we could be pushed. And they were so incredibly full of chaos, turmoil, and confusion. But yet again, we were able to adapt and adjust and find the bright side whenever we could. Now, obviously, this experience was far from mine alone, so I asked some of you for one word to sum up the last year in your experience. I got a lot of words like discouraging, stressful, and exhausting. But there were also words like transformative, hopeful, and growth. And it was these answers that truly gave me an insight into all of our futures. Everyone here has experienced a loss of some kind in the last year. We lost experiences. We lost opportunities. We lost people. Feelings of hopelessness and helplessness as the world seemingly crumbled around us were ever present. And there were times where it felt like things weren't going to get better. But the fact that there are people in this class that chose to see this as a year where things like hope and growth were possible proves to me that this group of people has the resilience to thrive as adults. We will be consistently placed in situations where we are the guinea pigs, where there's no set of rules to follow, no parents to guide us, and no English teachers to email at 11:59. This year has been a crash course in figuring it out, and that is a tool that no one can take from you. By sitting here in your pony red outfit today, you've proved to everyone that you can forge ahead where there is no path, that you can make the best of a less than best situation, and that you can endure. That's more inspiring than anything I can stand up here and say. As we all leave here today, we begin yet another difficult situation, and that's saying our goodbyes. In the last few months, many of us have already started this process by saying goodbye to the coaches and teammates who became family during our after-school activities. On Thursday, we said goodbye to the teachers and staff who have lined the halls to support us and stepped up in innumerable ways this year. Today, we say goodbye to our peers, and in the next few months, many of us will say it to friends and family. And I know these farewells will be a challenge, but we've gotten used to those. As you say your final goodbyes to Stillwater Area High School, remember that if you find any of this process difficult, it's because it mattered to you. These people, this place, and this community matter to us. We're heading into another new period of uncertainty, but with the courage to adapt that has carried us to this point, I know we will all land on our feet. And the next time you have to do something for the first time, the next time you're the guinea pig, you can look back on this place and this moment and feel right at home. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2021.
Pretty tough to imagine that that young lady qualified for nationals in speech this year, isn't it? Congratulations. Fantastic job, Annika. Seniors, you have met the requirements of the state of Minnesota and District 834. School Board Chair Petrie, by the authority vested in my position as principal at Stillwater Area High School, I certify that the members of the class of 2021 gathered here at this ceremony have met all of the requirements necessary to graduate and are eligible to receive a diploma. Board Chair Petrie, I present to you the class of 2021.
Thank you, Principal Bach. On behalf of the Board of Directors of Stillwater Area Public Schools, I am honored to accept your recommendation of the students before us as you affirm that they have met expectations as the graduating class of 2021 and should receive diplomas today. These words, or some version of them, are spoken each year at this ceremony, but you don't need me to tell you, graduating seniors, that the words carry more weight this year than perhaps any other. We didn't know if we would even be here today, and many of you probably had moments when you weren't entirely sure you would make it through this last extraordinary year. Decades from now, you're going to be telling your grandchildren all about it. Hopefully, the intervening years will be pandemic-free, and it may be a shock to them to learn about the societal lockdown that affected our country and the world. I suspect that when you have those conversations, you are going to realize that you actually gained a lot during this year. We adults typically create a certain kind of bureaucracy when it comes to school. Learning is almost exclusively classroom-based and schedules are relatively firm. The bureaucracy can enfold you in a kind of protective, well-ordered womb in which you show up at 7:40, walk from room to room, and leave at 2:10. But then everything changed on a dime. Almost instantaneously, your teachers had to reimagine school for you this year, and they have modeled for you something very important. It's being willing to get creative and to try, and sometimes fail. I think that we can all agree that the early attempts at distance learning were not as great as they could have been, but teachers, by and large, embraced the challenge of creating a digital learning environment for you that was more fulfilling. They just kept trying. There's a huge lesson in this for you and for all of us. Are you going to be the sort of person who gets frustrated and paralyzed when things don't go according to plan? Or are you going to be the sort of person who skips quickly over the angst and says, okay, that didn't work, what else can we try? I believe that because of everything that you experienced this year, you are going to more likely be that second person. I can't stress enough how valuable it is for you to learn this early in life, because I guarantee you that things are often not going to go according to plan in life. Because of who you are, and yes, because of what you have experienced, you have a leg up on life. Congratulations, Pony graduating class of 2021. I know you are going to make us proud. Thank you.
Junior marshals, will you please come forward? And will our front row of seniors please stand? And seniors, we're going to take the long way around, but I'm going to ask you to follow your junior marshals back down around behind the curtain and then approach the stage to receive your diplomas. Parents and family members, as our graduates approach the stage this afternoon, we ask that everyone respect each family's wish to hear their son or daughter's name being announced. Life Touch will be taking a photo of each graduate as they prepare to receive their diploma. A proof of these photos will be available to each student and family. At this time, our school counselors, led by Ms. Jennifer Prestegard, who serves students with the last names beginning with the letter A, and Christina King, who serves students with last names beginning with letters L-A-N, will begin reading the class rolls for the graduating class of 2021.
Amira Abdullahi,
Anders Abbott,
Elizabeth Lander,
Benjamin Abbott,
Nathaniel Lane,
Zachariah Abdullahi,
Connor Lang,
Abdul Abdullahi,
Tanner Lang,
Salah Abdul Razak,
Annabelle Lance,
Shad Abuheko,
Caroline Larkins,
Sada Abraha,
Madeline Larson,
Haley Abram,
Jessica Larson,
Bijou Akers,
Desiree Zabla,
Micah Adkins,
Bailey Lawrence,
Temetayo Afuye,
Henry Lawrence,
Violet Agan,
Justin Lee,
Miriam El Nadaf,
Joshua Lee Zhang,
Monty Aldakel,
Peter Leach,
Isaac Albers,
Amelia Lehman,
Caden Albrecht,
Zoe Limburg,
Savannah Almy,
Samuel Lycum,
Elsa Anderson,
Regan Leindecker,
Grace Anderson,
Elizabeth Lenkowski,
Kelsey Anderson,
Sarah Lennertz,
Samuel Anderson,
Victoria Laterno,
Tyler Anderson,
Samuel Levine,
Alex Andreski,
Anna Lewis,
Rosa Andrews,
Tyler Liljegren,
Kenneth Angeles,
Lauren Lilly,
Sean Anton,
Olivia Lind,
Carson Arco,
Kendra Lindeman,
Gunnar Ahrens,
Paige Linhoff,
Alexia Esiadu,
Eliana Lynn,
Chance Atkinson,
Ashley Linnell,
Jack Axtman,
Sandra Liu,
Sydney Barr,
Jacob Locken,
Brandon Bailey,
Natalie Lohr,
Nathan Bailey,
Christopher Londino O'Neill,
Spencer Baker,
Joseph Flotsfeld,
Reed Ballantyne,
Maya Lucido,
Ruby Ballantyne,
Aiden Lundgren,
Brady Bates,
Sophia Lundgren,
Nora Bates,
Marissa Lunzer,
Jack Bowdy,
Curtis Lee,
Carter Bauer,
Peyton Linsky,
Andre Beasley,
Gavin Madison,
Allison Benning,
Logan Magler,
Lauren Benson,
Kyle Magnuson,
Linnea Benson,
Charles Maloney,
Maya Bergen,
Maya Mamingay,
Brendan Bernier,
Elena Menkowski,
Lucas Bertram,
Joseph Manning,
Anastasia Birch,
Darian Manzel,
Casey Best,
Morgan Mantell,
Rhoda Bile,
Janie Mapstone,
Marcus Bierva,
Olivia March,
Thor Bjork,
Vivian Marchand,
Allison Blotter,
Shelby Marfell,
Jacob Bloom,
Samuel Marco,
Aiden Bloomquist,
Elsa Martin,
Liam Bow,
Eric Martinez Simon,
Matthew Bolig,
Anna Massey,
Courtney Bowman,
Karen Masihi,
Declan Boren,
Paige Mazaris,
Natalie Boucher,
Emma McAfee,
Emma Bourne,
Megan McAllister,
Joey Boyd,
Johnny McCallum,
Alexis Brainerd,
Dylan McCarthy,
Paige Brainerd,
Tyrena McCombs,
Madeline Braun,
Cooper McCurdy,
Constantine Brecky,
Nolan McCurdy,
Andrew Brennan,
Rachel McFarland,
Claire Bressler,
Annie McGuire,
Alexander Bringold,
Dylan McKellips,
Lucas Bristol,
Malia McGinley,
Zachary Bristol,
Zoe Mentz,
Benjamin Brockman,
Kevin Mercado Galindo,
Griffin Broad,
Gabriel Meyer,
Megan Brown,
Angel Myers,
Brandon Brunkhorst,
Christopher Miller,
Clara Brunk,
Drew Miller,
Angelina Bruzik,
Jake Mitchell,
Katie Bryan,
Samantha Mitchell,
Ezra Budish,
Yasir Mohammed,
Travis Berger,
Morgan Molinda,
Isaac Bursch,
Dominique Moore,
Olivia Beestrom,
Joseph Moore,
Lacey Caligari,
Cameron Morgan,
Cade Call,
Jake Morgan,
Teresa Campbell,
Madeline Motes,
Krista Kanata,
Ashley Mueller,
Ellie Capra,
Holly Mueller,
Julia Cara,
Evan Murr,
Gavin Carlson,
Matthew Muth,
Genevieve Carlson,
Leave Myers,
Hayden Carlson,
Hallie Myers,
Logan Carlson,
George Nakala,
Mark Carlson,
Milana Nadalo,
Travis Carlson,
Alexa Nelson,
Delaney Caroon,
Ella Nelson,
Joelle Carpenter,
Jacob Nelson,
Gianna Carr,
Nicholas Nelson,
Merritt Castle,
Sophia Nelson,
Isabella Caswell,
Zachary Nelson,
Caleb Cat Hall,
Hunter Newbuyer,
Catherine Serrar,
Anna Nguyen,
Joshua Cheeseborough,
Dave Nguyen,
Hannah Cherry,
Ni Nguyen,
Nicholas Cherry,
Tao Nguyen,
Mazzy Childers,
Brock Nielsen,
Tyler Chilafani,
Jamie Nielsen,
Dorothy Chislett,
Carter Nodes,
Mark Chuckna,
Zach Knorr,
Sela Clausen,
Madeline Norell,
Ben Colagiovanni,
Casey Norman,
Allison Cole,
Benjamin Norton,
Annika Cole,
Jacob Newbern,
Samuel Culliva,
Ava Nyberg,
Anders Coltvet,
Keegan O'Brien,
Grace Colwell,
Molly O'Connell,
Alexander Corbett,
Megan O'Hara,
Penelope Corbett,
Kevin O'Reilly,
Matthew Korblick,
Jacob Odenbrecht,
Michelle Cortez Lastra,
Anna Olson,
Michael Cowley,
Charles Olson,
Molly Cox,
Tyler Olson,
Justice Coyle,
Brennan Olson,
Zachary Coyle,
Ethan Onken,
Jacob Crane,
Flynn Obstad,
Matthew Crane,
Donna Ortiz,
Zachary Crawford,
Daisy Osei,
Abigail Cronk,
Andrew Oswald,
Sophie Cronk,
Alex Pagnuka,
Mason Crum,
Ingrid Palmquist,
Adam Curtis,
Bailey Paradise,
William Curtis,
Cameron Parent,
Megan Huda,
Mitchell Pariseau,
William Dalkey,
Sherlyn Patterson,
Ryan Dalwinther,
Jacob Paulson,
Eliza Darby,
Cade Peloquin,
Samantha Darwin,
Tanner Pelto,
Jack Dubbinton,
Emma Perpich,
Nicholas Doffenbach,
Trent Peterman,
Abigail Dom,
Alexis Peterson,
Daniel Davila,
Nevin Fluffgrape,
Lauren Dawson,
Vincent Fawn,
Robert DeGonda,
Oliver Fillion,
Sydney Desjarnais,
Isabel Pick,
Joseph Delisle,
Lindsay Pitty,
Atticus Dell,
Nathan Priggy,
Maria Delwich,
Sammy Pitty,
Hannah Detman,
Charlie Pizarro,
Adam DeWaskin,
Kylie Plaster-Mo,
Janie Diaz,
Lucas Palucha,
Zachary Dillon,
Kathleen Pothin,
Elira Dizan,
Alexis Pratt,
Kiet Duen,
Madeline Purdy,
Xavier Dobson,
Hannah Quayle,
Joseph Dodd,
Kayla Quinn,
Mara Doe,
Brandon Robone,
Ryan Dorr,
Abigail Rodemacher,
Thomas Dorr,
Madeline Raleigh,
Lizzie Dorschner,
Anthony Ramirez,
Hannah Doyle,
Alex Ramirez Torres,
Anna Dreyfus,
Andrew Rantilla,
Rachel Dewar,
William Raymond,
Jonathan Dufresne Toe,
Alec Rectine,
Skylar DuPont,
Catherine Reed,
Giovanna Easton,
McKeegan Rich Hogan,
Mackenzie Ebner,
Isaac Reiner,
Jake Ellens,
Sydney Reinseth,
Andrew Eisenbrandt,
Gracie Rice,
Catherine Eisenbrandt,
Benjamin Richardson,
Evan Ekstrand,
Veronica Riddle,
Kylie Eller,
Adriana Riddle,
Samuel Ellitson,
Elena Reimenschneider,
Julia Enright,
Korsten Rieselman,
Rachel Evans,
Lauren Reinecker,
Isaac Falk,
Alexander Ritzer,
Saeed Farah,
Christina Rivas Gomez,
Brett Fox,
Teresa Rivera Rios,
Mason Feiner,
Abigail Robinson,
Madeline Felty,
Donovan Roddy,
Austin Fierro,
Evan Roddy,
Andrea Finholt,
Javier Rodriguez,
Jacob Fisher,
Eric Rutger,
Anna Fisher,
Sydney Rognus,
Ronald Flip,
Roman Rogatsky,
Roy Flip,
Andrew Roop,
Caroline Floor,
Jake Ross,
Matthew Folden,
Zachary Ross,
Sheridan Follis,
Jenna Roth,
Julia Fontaine,
Ethan Rowe,
Alexis Fox,
Jamie Runk,
Annika Fredine,
Caitlin Russo,
June Frederick,
Tiana Russo,
Michael Franzak,
Gian Caleb Sabling,
Brody Furstenberg,
Isaac Saholka,
Grace Gabriel,
Ella Sulkowitz,
Adam Gertner,
John Schaefer,
Eleanor Gagg,
Tate Schaefer,
Isabella Galashant,
Emma Schott,
Abby Garness,
Joseph Scheel,
Connor Garrity,
Andre Schilling,
Harrison Gimple,
Nicholas Schlender,
Carson Glazer,
Brady Schmeeken,
Patrick Gleason,
Megan Schmeeken,
Megan Glynn,
Brandon Schneider,
Ella Getty,
Kayla Schneider,
Isabel Getsky,
Benjamin Schneider,
Noah Goodland,
Bennett Schoenborn,
Gora Gora,
Ryan Shanky,
Skylar Gasso,
Logan Schulte,
Eleanor Grace,
Matthew Schwarz,
Austin Grau,
Miles Schwerzler,
Samuel Gregg,
Joseph Seipel,
Adriana Gregory,
Emily Shanley,
Lillian Grimm,
Yaya Sharif,
Blake Grogan,
Ava Shelton,
Natasha Grollo,
Andrew Shanuda,
Eli Grindeman,
Nicholas Shepard,
Ellie Guggenberger,
Elizabeth Shepard,
Adam Guinea,
Bree Sheridan,
Jordan Gullickson,
Sarah Shettle,
Nicole Haley,
Samuel Shikanjansky,
Ethan Hall,
Kelsey Schinkel,
Colin Halverson,
Allison Shore,
Luca Hamer,
Lauren Simpkins,
Ian Hanlon,
Mark Sinyagaya,
Sarah Hanselman,
Joey Lynn Severson,
Jack Hansen,
Jack Scary,
Olivia Hansen,
Megan Scarrett,
Taylor Harris,
Veda Scramstead,
Alexander Harview,
Jonathan Slayton,
Ebian Hassan,
Logan Slowinski,
Julian Hatcher,
Carter Smith,
Josephine Haugen,
Tyler Smith,
Madeline Hayden,
Maxwell Smitten,
Quentin Hayes,
Grace Sneeden,
Sage Hebert,
Lael Snyder,
Alex Hain,
Martin Sorensen,
Grace Hines,
Maggie Spain,
Jacob Helke,
Dylan St. George,
Olivia Henson,
Fiona Stahl,
Lindy Hermes,
Cole Stebbins,
Lita Herr,
Sophia Sablai,
Jackson Hess Withbrow,
Alexander Stile,
Aaron Heidela.
Esther Steinke,
Jack Hippus.
Sheridan Stelter,
Morgan Hildreth.
William Stonehouse,
Nathan Hill.
Claudia Stowe,
Riley Hill.
Maria Supan,
Milton Hillegas.
Joshua Swanson,
Maxwell Hinger.
Michael Sweetland,
Eve Hinnenkamp.
Seth Swereen,
Kaya Hodgson.
Ian Tandy,
Avon Halzel.
Jack Taverna,
Jonah Hoff.
Jonah Taylor,
Matthew Hogue.
Johanna Teagarden,
Olivia Hovland.
Niall Tesfahunen,
Gavin Howard.
Reniel Testa,
Alexis Huber.
Megan Tao,
Jacob Hunink.
Trinity Tao,
Malachi Huff.
Maeve Thomas,
Levi Hutton.
Andrea Thompson,
Grant Himes.
Landon Tibbs,
Ikram Ibrahim.
Samuel Taiki,
Paul Idasoji.
Ryan Tierney,
Anthony Ingram.
Ethan Tischer,
Savannah Jacobs.
Carson Jaden Ferendorf,
Trisha Jacobson.
Connor Tobias,
Zoe Jensen.
Elise Tomorrow,
Mason Jurdy.
Tyler Tompkins,
Evan Jinks.
Joshua Top,
Jesse Joa.
Marin Torgerson,
Austin Johnson.
Carla Torres,
Brianne Johnson.
Mira Trzeski,
David Johnson.
Anthony Toscano,
Emily Johnson.
Noah Tussey,
Gunnar Johnson.
Amor Tuttle,
Isabella Johnson,
Jay Tui,
Jonah Johnson,
Jake Ulrich,
Mary Johnson,
Charles Valerius,
Maxwell Johnson,
Angelina Vang,
Caden Jones,
Destiny Vang,
Elijah Jones,
Devin Vang,
Gannon Jones,
Ethan Vargas,
Carson Jordan,
Casey Vensky,
Milan Yostis,
Savannah Vincent,
Tyler Jutton,
Hillary Vo,
Andrew Jurek,
Shaden Van Baren,
Brenna Kahn,
Eric Vadava,
Andrea Kaiser,
Jeff Wacker,
Samantha Kane,
John Wacker,
Tyler Karras,
Emma Wagner,
Joseph Cargill,
Brianna Wallace,
Brock Cassie,
Cecilia Wallace,
Havani Cavapalo,
Megan Walsh,
Ciara Kessel,
Patrick Walsh,
Aiden Kilabarda,
Nicholas Walters,
Liam Kilkelly,
Amelia Warner,
Emma Kindler,
Emily Warren,
Samuel King,
Thomas Watry,
Grace Nolan,
Brody Watson,
Holly Nolan,
Logan Warren,
Sean Knutson,
Isaac Watson,
William Kobernick,
Annalie Weaver,
Carissa Kockelman,
Alexander Weigel,
Keaton Koenig,
Nathan Weisberg,
Keegan Kogel,
Ryan Weiss,
Ren Konigson,
Jack Welsh,
Adriana Koman,
Morgan Wendorf,
Joseph Kraft,
Paul Wenzel,
Finn Crocker,
Jackson Wordish,
Emily Kranz,
Jim Wetlaufer,
Dominic Krenz,
Aiden Whaley,
Joseph Krenz,
Tori Whalen,
Selena Cruzy,
Nick Whitcomb,
Elizabeth Kreiser,
Evelyn Wink,
Liam Kubicek,
James Whitehead,
Jacqueline Kalzer,
Mania Whitner,
Abigail Killo,
Mallory Whitley,
Nolan Lacasse,
William Whittington,
Anthony LaForce,
Matthew Weichman,
Ayuna Lamb Hickson,
Heather Weehee,
Aidan Lammers,
Mackenzie Wilhelm,
Samantha Lammers,
Lee Williams, Natalie Williams, Anna Wilson, Isabel Wilson, Piper Wilson, Lucas Wimberger, Noah Wingy, Hayden Witt, Morgan Woolers, Noah Woodruff, Patrick Woods, Rong Tao Wu, Bryn Wergler, Victoria Weifels, Isabella Wizakowski, Julie Zhang, Angelina Yang, Deontay Yang, Arya Yang, Isabel Yang, Kanja Yang, Mita Yang, William Yang, Christina Urek, Mohammedik Youssef, Gavin Zern.
At this time, I'd ask that our school counselors and teachers please excuse themselves to assist our graduating seniors with diploma distribution behind the stage. I'd also issue a reminder that graduates may receive their diplomas by going to the back of the stage and returning to the table where you were lined up alphabetically prior to the ceremony. And now, will the graduates of Stillwater Area High School's class of 2021 please stand? And as a symbol of your achievements and a new beginning, please move your tassel from right to left. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the best graduating class in the state, Stillwater Ponies!